The $20,000 drone that changed modern warfare. Imagine hearing the sound of a small motorcycle engine in the sky? Not a fighter jet. Not a helicopter. But seconds later an explosion destroys a military target worth millions of dollars. That is the terrifying reality of one of the world's most talked about weapons, the Iranian-made Shahed-136 drone. This small and relatively cheap flying machine has completely changed the way modern wars are fought. While advanced cruise missiles can cost over $1 or even $2 million each, this drone reportedly costs only around $10,000 to $20,000. That means some countries can launch dozens of them for the price of a single missile. And when these drones attack together in swarms, they become extremely dangerous. But how does this drone actually work? Why are military experts around the world paying so much attention to it? And how can modern armies stop such a low-cost but deadly weapon? Today, we are going deep inside the engineering, technology, strengths, weaknesses, and battlefield tactics behind the Shahed-136. Let's begin. What exactly is the Shahed-136? The Shahed-136 is what military experts call a loitering munition. In simple words, it is a flying bomb that can search for a target before crashing directly into it. Many people also call it a kamikaze drone or suicide drone because it destroys itself during the attack. Unlike expensive fighter aircraft or large missiles, these drones are designed to be cheap, simple, and mass-produced. And that is exactly what makes them so dangerous. Modern air defense systems were mostly designed to stop expensive aircraft and missiles. But now, militaries suddenly face large groups of small, low-cost drones attacking at the same time. Even if defenses destroy most of them, just one drone getting through can still cause serious damage. The size and design. At first glance, the Shahed-136 may look small in videos, but in reality, it is surprisingly large. The drone is over 3.5 meters long and has a wingspan of more than 2.5 meters. That is almost the size of a small car. It weighs around 220 kilograms depending on the mission and the type of warhead it carries. Its triangular delta wing design is simple but highly effective for long-distance flight. This shape helps the drone stay stable in the air while using less fuel. And despite its deadly role, one of the most shocking things about this drone is its engine. The tiny engine behind a dangerous weapon. The Shahed-136 is powered by a very small engine similar to the type used in scooters or mopeds. Yes, a small two-stroke engine. Compared to jet engines used in military aircraft, this engine is extremely basic and inexpensive. But simplicity is actually one of the drone's greatest strengths. The engine is light, cheap, easy to replace, and consumes less fuel. However, there is one thing soldiers immediately notice when these drones approach. The sound. Instead of a silent aircraft, the drone creates a loud buzzing noise that many soldiers compare to an old motorcycle flying through the sky. Some even describe it as sounding similar to aircraft from World War II. That strange buzzing sound has become one of the most recognizable parts of the drone. And psychologically, it creates fear. Imagine hearing that sound in the distance, knowing an explosive drone may be approaching your position. How the drone finds its target. So how does this drone navigate over such long distances? The answer is a combination of satellite navigation systems and internal guidance technology. The drone can use systems similar to GPS, including Russian GLONASS navigation. Before launch, operators feed coordinates into the drone's guidance system. Once launched, the drone flies mostly on its own. Some reports also suggest certain variants may use anti-radiation technology, allowing them to search for radar signals or enemy air defense systems. This makes them useful not only against buildings or infrastructure but also against military radar positions. And because the drone can travel extremely long distances, targets far behind the front lines are no longer completely safe. Some estimates suggest ranges reaching thousands of kilometers depending on the model and mission profile. The launch process. One of the most interesting things about the Shahed-136 is how it is launched. Unlike traditional aircraft, it does not need a runway. The drones are usually transported inside ordinary-looking trucks. From the outside, these trucks may appear harmless. But hidden inside are multiple launch rails carrying several drones at once. When the attack begins, the launch system raises upward and prepares the drones for takeoff. Then comes an important feature, rocket-assisted launch. A small booster rocket helps throw the drone into the air at high speed. Once airborne, the booster separates and falls away. After that, the small engine takes over and the drone continues flying toward its target. This system allows rapid launches from almost anywhere. Roads, remote areas, deserts, all can become launch sites. The real danger: swarm attacks. Now here is where things become truly dangerous. One drone alone may not seem impossible to stop. But modern warfare is no longer about one drone. It is about swarms. Military forces can launch 5, 10, or even larger groups of drones simultaneously. This creates a huge problem for air defense systems. Every defensive missile costs money. Sometimes a defense missile may cost far more than the drone it destroys. Imagine using a $1 million missile to stop a drone worth $20,000. That creates a serious economic imbalance. And while defenders focus on destroying one drone, others continue moving toward the target. Eventually, even advanced defenses can become overwhelmed. This strategy is one reason why low-cost drones are becoming so important in modern warfare. Why these drones are hard to detect. The Shahed 136 flies relatively low and relatively slow. That may sound like a weakness, but it actually creates challenges for radar systems. Large aircraft usually produce strong radar signatures. But smaller drones made with lightweight materials are harder to track. Flying close to the ground also helps them hide from radar coverage. In some situations, defenders may detect the drones only moments before impact. And because they are small, cheap, and numerous, defenders must constantly stay alert. This turns modern battlefields into exhausting environments. Weaknesses of the drone. Even though the Shahed 136 is dangerous, it is not unstoppable. In fact, it has several weaknesses. First, the drone relies heavily on navigation signals. If those signals are jammed or disrupted, the drone may lose accuracy or completely miss its target. Electronic warfare systems can interfere with communications and navigation systems. Second, the drone is relatively slow. Compared to fighter jets or cruise missiles, it moves at a much lower speed. This means air defense guns and short-range missile systems can potentially shoot it down. And finally, the loud engine noise makes it easier for soldiers and civilians to hear approaching drones. In some cases, people may hear the drone before they even see it. How militaries fight back. Countries facing these drones have developed several countermeasures. One solution is anti-aircraft gun systems. These weapons fire rapid bursts of ammunition into the sky and are often cheaper than launching expensive missiles. Some older Cold War-era air defense systems have surprisingly become useful again because of these drones. Modern radar-guided gun vehicles can track and destroy low-flying targets effectively. Portable missile systems may also be used in some situations. In addition, electronic warfare has become extremely important. Instead of physically destroying the drone, militaries may attempt to jam its navigation systems and confuse it. Future technologies such as laser weapons and advanced automated defenses may also play a major role against drone swarms. The future of warfare. The rise of low-cost drones has changed military thinking around the world. For decades, advanced militaries focused on expensive aircraft, missiles, and heavy weapons. But now, a relatively cheap drone can threaten billion-dollar military systems. This is forcing countries to redesign air defense strategies for a new era. Future wars may involve huge numbers of autonomous drones working together in coordinated attacks. Artificial intelligence, electronic warfare, and swarm tactics are rapidly becoming key parts of modern combat. And the Shahed 136 is one example of how warfare is evolving. Simple technology combined with mass production can sometimes become just as dangerous as highly advanced weapons. The Shahed 136 may not look as impressive as advanced fighter jets or massive missiles. But its real power comes from affordability, simplicity, and swarm tactics. A cheap engine, a simple airframe, and coordinated attacks have created a weapon that challenges even advanced defense systems. Whether used for psychological pressure, infrastructure attacks, or overwhelming defenses, these drones have become one of the defining weapons of modern warfare. And as drone technology continues evolving, the battlefield of the future may look very different from the wars of the past. One thing is certain. The age of drone warfare has only just begun. If you enjoyed this video and want more military engineering and technology content explained in simple and exciting ways, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos.